Hey, Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your weekly collective reading for the week of September 1st. All right, let's dive in and take a look at what's ahead. Now, this week is supercharged with emotions and intuitive insights and downloads as we near the full moon and total lunar eclipse in Pisces this Sunday. It brings a level of awareness to our consciousness, which allows us to release old patterns and illusions and even fears that we may have felt stuck in, or we may be feeling, but instead of holding on to them, we are being guided to release. I always say emotions are like waves. They crash to the shore and they dissipate. We're meant to ride the wave. And so ride the wave this week, Soul Tribe, if your emotions are supercharged. But I do see here heightened intuition, spiritual insight that's guiding you towards clarity and allowing you to fully open up your heart space. Bottom of the deck, we have Heart's Desire. This is about your passion projects, a love for what you do. This is about focusing on making choices and decisions that come from a heart space. Now, there's a difference between our emotions and our heart, right? And we sometimes think of both of them as the same. Our emotions are a side effect of something going on in our lives, which oftentimes is connected to something we deeply love, deeply care about. And I see here that you are allowing your heart to open and you're allowing the emotions to come in. And look at, there's the wave that I was just mentioning here. So you are creating and manifesting from this heart space, and you're allowing whatever emotions arise because this is the emotional culmination of this full moon. Eclipse season brings things that may have been buried deep in the subconscious into our conscious awareness, because the common thread that has been showing up across the board for all signs this month is choosing to consciously interrupt the patterns that have kept us stuck or that have built up in our own bodies, or maybe even held on to in our heart space. And I feel like you are allowing the release, the floodgates, if you will. Some of you may have a good cry this week. You may be releasing emotions of anger or resentment or bitterness. And also there may be some highs. You may have bursts of bliss and joy and happiness. So I do see here that there is going to be some highs and lows, but I also feel like you're honoring that heart space of yours and taking care of your heart. Perhaps heart health has been an issue. Now, heart health isn't just, heart attack, stroke, things of that nature, but it's also about depression and anxiety and loneliness, bitterness, forgiveness, things of that nature. So what I see you doing is releasing in order to expand. So basically letting go to grow. And I think that was Pisces, maybe it was Aquarius, or could have been Pisces. How magical would that have been? I think it was Pisces monthly title was letting go to grow, and the full moon is in Pisces. So let's dive into Monday. Monday, September 1st, we have rest and retreat. Now, this is a good day to R&R. Now, of course, Monday carries a sense of busyness. It could be a week where if you have children, they may be going back to school. Now, the first brings in the Saturn energy. Saturn is retrograding in the sign of Pisces. It's actually re-entering Pisces. So it is a day for deep reflection on emotional boundaries, karmic lessons, and even spiritual growth. So you are being asked to confront your subconscious patterns so you can embrace healing. And that flows beautifully with your first card out here, which is rest and retreat. This is about time out, downtime, healing, recovery, finding that space within. Even if Monday is a supercharged day for you, if you have a lot going on or if it's a busy work day for you, you are being guided not to ignore your body, not to ignore the intuitive messages that may be coming through for you, and take some time to pause, take some time to check in with yourself and ask, how am I feeling today? Do I need to set better boundaries? And what are the karmic lessons that I have learned that I can now integrate where I don't have to repeat this same cycle? Because many of you have been grinding or hustling or allowing fear to creep in. And I see that you are laying some heavy burdens to rest. And it feels like September 1st is a big day for, releasing and setting some new intentions, setting some new groundwork this Virgo season and saying, I want to get into a healthy flow. I want to schedule things that fill my cup, and I want to participate in conversations and communication with people who help me grow instead of restrict me. So you're definitely in contemplation with whatever you have going on today. So feelings are going to run deep, but I also feel like you're reflecting on everything that you do this Monday. Not to the point where you're getting overwhelmed. It's not like the logical mind is kicking in here. It actually feels like you are the observer this Monday. It's like you're observing what's going on. You're observing from a distance where you're not actively participating or engaging in drama per se, but it feels like you are kind of watching and seeing how things flow out for you. And it feels like your higher self is in charge this Monday, and your higher self is watching your ego self and guiding you to, set those boundaries and to take the lessons that you've learned and apply them constructively to your work day or to your day. So Monday shows up powerful, rest and retreat. Now Tuesday, Mercury enters Virgo. We have the law of attraction. Now communication can become more analytical today. Tuesday, this is a good day to attend to the details. It's very detail oriented. It's the perfect day for planning, organizing, and clarifying your intentions. So the law of attraction is being mindful of your energy, your mindset. I feel like you're highly abundant, you're highly productive this Tuesday. And this is reminding you that your energy is magnetic and thoughts become reality, because we then take those thoughts and we back them up with action. And I see here that you've also been doing the work here, perhaps positive affirmations, or you have been looking at your growth, your lessons, and even your boundaries. And I just see you are in a good space. You're in a good mental space where clarity is coming through, and you are, again, choosing to consciously interrupt any patterns that have caused you to maybe go into fight or flight or even freeze. Some of you may have shut down or avoided what needed to be looked at. And I see that you're moving through some of those patterns that have kind of pushed away the things that sometimes we need to address in order to release and heal. Because remember, this week is all about release. So we can expand our consciousness, our mindset, and even expand within our body, which could include movement and new exercise routines, possibly eating healthier. Now, this Wednesday, September 3rd, is a highly creative day, Soul Tribe. We have manifestation here at its finest because you are feeling inspired with those intuitive downloads. You have new ideas this Wednesday. You could be focusing on your passion projects, as the heart's desire says here at the bottom of the deck. This is about you knowing that you are not only talented, but you are very skilled. You're very good at what you do. And some of you may also be wanting to learn about something something you are curious about. You may be guided to discover a new talent within yourself. This is allowing your imagination to soar, allowing your intuition to really shine through in all of your projects, all of your work, and even your own self-expression. So this could be a day where you wear something that you haven't worn in forever, or perhaps you wear a piece of jewelry that really captures the essence of who you are. It feels like you are quite expressive today in not only how you look, but how you speak. You are speaking up with truth and with authenticity. Some of you are writers, authors, publishers. You may be in public communication, or this would be a really wonderful day to have that interview or to have that conversation with a loved one, because it feels like you're able to put a little bit of a creative spin on things, and it's going to show, it's going to captivate others in a way that brings alignment together. That's part of the law of attraction that's coming through this Tuesday. Now, on Thursday, September 4th, we have the great outdoors. Now, the great outdoors is calling you. Now, Virgo season is in full effect, which is an earth element, an earth sign. So again, you are being guided to pay attention to your body, to move your body, to get outside. It could be a really wonderful day to have people over, maybe have a barbecue. This could be a wonderful day where you're spending some time working outside, maybe on your balcony, your deck, or your porch, maybe going for a walk during your lunch break, allowing yourself to unplug and really tap into your five senses. And I've been talking a lot about dropping into the body, which we can do with 5 minutes. 5 minutes a day is all that you need to really drop into the body space and kind of leave that mind space for a little while. And you can do this by focusing on the five senses. So I'll give you an example here. If you're able to take a few minutes right here, right now, I would love for you to focus on what you see in front of you. If you're not directly watching this video, I want you to look around you. What do you see? And take it all in, because sometimes we walk by the same thing every day and we don't always notice it. Sometimes we have a picture right in front of us and we've glanced at it a few times, but we haven't taken in the true embodiment of that picture. So I want you just to look around and see what's going on in your space and your environment, and just pay attention to what your gift of sight is bringing in. And next, I want you to drop into the sense of smell. Take a nice big smell breath in through the nose, and I want you to smell, see what's going on around you. Next, what do you taste? Perhaps you've just eaten something. Perhaps you've just brushed your teeth. And then, what do you hear? Be silent for a moment and listen. What do you hear around you? And next, what do you feel? What are you sitting on? Maybe your elbow is touching the table. Perhaps your feet are planted on the ground. Maybe you're feeling the softness of a sweater or a piece of clothing. So dropping into your five senses can help you quickly connect to your body. And that signals to your nervous system that everything is okay. When you are able to be aware of your surroundings, it can help you release the pent-up energies that the analytical mind can sometimes take on. Because when we feel restricted, when we feel stressed out, we begin to show the signs through our body, like a clenched jaw or tightening of the chest, or perhaps our posture becomes restricted. And these physiological signs send signals to our brain that we're not safe. And then we move into, our nervous system moves into fight or flight. So by dropping into your five senses, this can be very, very beneficial. So remind yourself of this Thursday. Get outside if you're able to, but if you're not, bring this exercise into your workspace. And also pay attention to nature. Nature may be calling in some way. Maybe it's through animals. It could be through staying hydrated, drinking more water. It could be through watering your plants or your garden. It can be eating foods that come from Mother Earth. So the great outdoors, this Virgo energy is really calling you this Thursday. So you may even be planning maybe a camping adventure. Maybe you're going hiking or spending time outside barefoot in the grass, just grounding, unplugging, spending some time by yourself. So Thursday is a powerful day to do just that. Now, Friday, September 5th, we have Uranus retrograding in the sign of Gemini. So this prompts internal reflection, especially around communication, technology, and ideas. And your key theme here is ascension. Now, there could be some unexpected insights and even personal breakthroughs as you reassess your thought patterns and innovate from within. So this retrograde actually encourages us to revisit past projects or even ideas to refine them in true alignment with our current perspective. So ascension is happening here. So you may be guided to revisit a conversation or revisit a project or an idea that you've had and take it to the next level. You have done a lot of work, I see, on yourself, a lot of personal development. You've gone through a lot of challenges and struggles, which help us evolve, help us grow. And I see here that there is this heightened sense of awareness, as I've mentioned, with that Pisces full moon and that eclipse energy. So this Friday would be a wonderful day to meditate and practice some spiritual routines that you love to do. This is soul advancement and awareness. So Friday, September 5th, it's also 5 energy, and 5s bring in a bit of change. 5 energy brings in travel. For some of you, you may be traveling over the weekend because this is a flight type of energy here. But I also see that your soul has advanced in ways that are allowing you to maybe shift your perspective, change your world in some way. Spirit is saying you've hit a glass ceiling in an area of your life and you are ready, soul tribe, to spread your wings. Yeah, you are ready to spread your wings. So Friday is a powerful day of enlightenment, meditation, observing your intuitive downloads. There's a lot of personal growth. There could be a personal win here for you. I'm also getting recognition. Now, this could be external recognition, maybe even public recognition, where other people are noticing that you've done a really good job here, or job well done is the message I'm getting. And it's not that you need that boost, but it's nice to have that validation. But I feel like you are validating yourself and you're seeing it ripple out into compliments that others are giving you for something that you have done. It could be even be within your body. It could be a project that you have maybe finished up and you're ready to put out into the universe. It feels like this is beautiful energy coming through with compliments from others. So on Saturday, September 6th, we have self-love coming through. This is the energy here of compassion, rest, and acceptance. Now I'm hearing the serenity prayer, and I think that came up in, maybe it was Leo's or Virgo's reading this month. I can't recall, but God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and the courage and the wisdom to know the difference. I think it goes something like that, but the basis here is acceptance and having the courage to embrace change, because change is inevitable. And I see that you've gone through a lot of it. We all have. And one thing that you have learned, I mean, you've learned many things by the looks of it, but a big thing that you've learned is how to how to reconnect with your soul essence, how to choose you. And that can be a Virgo trait. And another reason why I think this Virgo season is so intense, it is packed here with a powerful punch, is because collectively Virgo is in the south node right now and Pisces is in the north node. And that means that when we have a planet in the south node, it is about us taking a look at our karmic patterns or repetitive thoughts that have limited us or held us back. It's part of our karma. And there may have been people-pleasing tendencies or perfectionism. You may have chose other people's happiness above your own. And it feels like those were some heavy lessons you've had to learn. And now you're doing life on your terms. It doesn't mean that you are putting up a wall and keeping everybody out. Not at all. We don't want to build walls. We want to build healthy boundaries because that is a form of self-love. When you respect yourself, you command that other people respect you as well. And you also attract people who are respectable themselves. And I see that you've done a lot of healing work. A lot of you are healers. You are light workers. You are seers, you are psychics, intuitives. You are all here because you have this spiritual insight here that you want to grow. You want to evolve. You want to live the best possible life that you can for yourself. You want to have the tools. You want to be equipped with the knowledge to help you move forward. Tarot isn't just about, it's not at all even about predicaments. Or excuse me, predictions. Okay, maybe some of you are in a predicament, but it's more so about learning how to navigate through your own intuitive awareness and making the choices that are in your highest good. So this channel is all about connecting you, soul tribe, bringing you back to your own soul self. And that's where self-love comes in. So this is a day of confidence. This is a day of going within. Some of you may really be enjoying your Saturday with the people that you love. You may be attending a spiritual retreat, a workshop. Maybe you're going to the farmer's market. You could be spending time, soaking in a hot bath, reading a good book, whatever you want to do that fills your cup. That's what you're doing this Saturday. Now, I still see that there's some blends of responsibility here for you this Saturday. So yes, you have some adulting to do, maybe some grocery shopping, or perhaps you're moving a child into their college dorm. Whatever it is that you are doing, it feels like it's coming though from a place of love and nurturing. I'm getting a strong Empress vibe for you. So it feels like there's a lot of nurturing here and caregiving for self and others out of a space of love. So this Sunday, September 7th, we have that full moon and lunar eclipse in Pisces. You are being asked here to trust. This is the leap of faith. And it says fidelity, honesty, secrets. And that's what eclipse energy can bring out. It almost feels like you are giving a pinky promise to yourself. You're saying to yourself here, I will not abandon you, self, or I will continue thriving and loving my body, loving my work. That it feels like these two kind of go hand in hand, the self-love and the trust piece. Now, of course, there's another hand here. So this may have to do with relationships or partnerships of some sort. It feels like this is a day where you may be getting honest with yourself about how you truly feel about a person or about some emotions that may have been a bit heavy. This is also about where your loyalties lie. So remember, this is a day of releasing patterns, illusions, fears, and allowing your emotions to come up so you can take an honest look at them and say, okay, I am allowed to feel this way. I don't have to suppress it. I'm allowed to feel upset. I'm allowed to feel happy. I'm allowed to have these emotions, even if some of them are a bit heavier, because we tend to feel like anger or those heavier ones we shouldn't have, right? We shouldn't feel angry, or we shouldn't feel a certain way, but that's not the truth. We are supposed to have a wide vocabulary here of emotions. And I see that you are expressing how you feel either with another. This could be with a family member or a lover, but it's also about you saying, okay, I am releasing the old patterns, the old defense mechanisms that may have caused me to repeat this emotion over and over and over again. And that's where this trust comes in. I feel like there's trust in yourself to make choices and decisions that are in your highest good. Now, some of you have gone through a cycle where betrayal or dishonesty has been a part of your dynamic, part of a relationship, maybe of the past, or maybe you didn't trust yourself in the moment and it led you to an undesirable outcome. But I feel like you're pushing through those fears, and there's a lot of spiritual insight this Sunday. There's a lot of clarity, and it feels like there's a new level of trust, a new bond that is being formed between you and your higher self, perhaps between you and another. So that is what I have for you. Beautiful week ahead, Soul Tribe. If you enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video.